Hey y'all, hey, it's Alex the Creative Llama. If you see this red live box right here, that means I'm live, but if you don't see it, that just means you're catching the replay. Y'all, our keyword today is thanks. I actually need to switch it. It is the word thanks, T-H-A-N-K-S, and that will get you all of the info about tonight's project. Just give me a second and I'll switch it. But let's see. There we go. Okay, let me switch this out, and our keyword is thanks. To get the supply list. There we go. When you pop on, say hey and hit the heart button. All right. I'm trying to get everything, y'all. I thought I had everything ready to go, but of course I don't. But we are going to create with, ooh, and I almost just knocked that off. Hold on. We're going to create with this little word stacker, y'all. These have been all the rage, and so I found this one. I thought this one is perfect for Thanksgiving fall, and we're actually going to use some printable scrapbook paper that I found, okay? So we're going to do that. We're going to Mod Podge all the things, okay? So when you pop on, say hey. Hi, Miss Elizabeth. Hi, Kathy. And let's go ahead and get this going. So let me show you the paper. So I'm thinking we're going to do each block a different piece, but I think I'm going to use this one twice. And so what I was thinking was, this is going to be on the background of behind the letters. So I'm thinking we're going to stain the letters bark. So let's do, you know what, let's go ahead and go do our Mod Podge on here, okay? So, y'all, I thought I was so prepared. I just realized I forgot my little press, which I don't have. So we're just gonna put it on while the paper is wet. Or not the paper, while the letters are wet. But you can totally do the heat set method, and it does come with this backer. So, y'all, I apologize. I thought I was totally ready to go, and here I am being a hot mess. All right, so let's do this. Let's take our papers, and I am just going to roughly cut where I want them. So the cool thing about the paper is one of it's more like wood with a little bit of pattern mixed in, or it's heavier on the pattern. I'm thinking let's do some heavy on the pattern and some heavy on the like wood looking stuff. So I'm just going to cut this. And y'all, if you want the kit, it's going to be posted up in my VIP group, so you can grab these papers over there as well. So, throw this on here. We're going to Mod Podge. Hi, hello. Sorry for being a mess, y'all. I apologize. All right, we're going to take the Mod Podge on here. We're going to sprinkle it on. We're going to paint this on, and then we're just going to apply our paper wet. Typically, what I do, y'all, is I like to dry my Mod Podge and heat it up with the paper on there, but I forgot to pull out my little press, so we're just gonna do it while it's wet, okay? So this is just regular computer paper, okay? Nothing fancy about it, and we're just going to put this right on here, like so. And y'all, it didn't even wrinkle. No wrinkles, so I think we're good, okay? Let's do the next one. We'll do one at a time. How is everybody doing? Hi, Miss Terry. Hi, Angelica and Miss Debbie. Y'all, it is cold here in Texas. Super cold. Like, I actually had to turn my heat on. My new house is not well insulated because it's a much older home. And so I woke up this morning, my house was 62 degrees. 62. I was freezing. So I am loving the cold weather, but I'm also not loving it. Hi, Miss Pam. Okay, so we got some polka dot pattern over here. I think let's go down the middle with this one. So I'm just going to cut this in half. Yeah. And I'm just going to use the lines. Y'all, I got this printable paper off of Etsy, and I just printed it on computer paper. That's it. Colon, Tennessee, 82. Oh my goodness. Hi, Miss Debbie. I'm so glad you're here too, Miss Sharon. I'm so glad everybody's here. Okay. So there is number 2. And you're probably like, girl, how are you gonna know which one goes where? Because I'm putting them in order over here. All right, let's do the H. Now, you could totally paint the background of these and do a transfer as a pattern on the background. I really wanted to try out the paper, like printing the printable paper. I know that sounds silly, but like printable scrapbook paper, just to see how it would turn out, and I'm actually really liking it. All right. So then let's do this one, and this one I was gonna do twice, I think. All right. You turn on the heat. I did too, my friend. Okay. I'm just gonna lay this right on here, and then we'll cut around it, okay? Now, you could totally turn it over and measure it out and trace it and make sure you have it perfect. Y'all, I'm not that worried about it just because it's just computer paper. It's not nice scrapbook paper, so I don't really have to worry about it being absolutely perfect. Okay, so then I think we're gonna do, let's do the N in this one. Okay, same thing, a little bit of Mod Podge. I probably put too much on, but y'all, it is so cold here. Like, usually in my live room, so my live room, I have 2 windows behind my camera, and then I have 2 windows over here, and usually it is so hot in here, I'm sweating by the end of my live, but not today. Like, I'm cold. I am super cold in here, so. Oh, our keyword is thanks. It's not sale. Our keyword is thanks. Hi, Rhonda. Hold on, let me go back. Oh my goodness, okay. The keyword tonight is thanks, THNKS. And when you comment the word thanks, you can get the links, all the supply lists, everything like that. I will have a little bundle available in my VIP group as soon as I hop off of here. But comment the word thanks. Thanks. And hopefully it's working. It looks like it is. Hi, Miss Mary. Hello. All right, I'm just gonna scoop this up over here, and let's do the A. And I think we're gonna stain the letters. But y'all, these word stackers have been a huge, like, popular thing this year, and I had to jump on the bandwagon. I'm sorry. I just had to. Okay, we got the A. We're just gonna cut this guy right up. And I think we're gonna have to use another one again. It's working. Perfect. Thank you for letting me know. So this one has a little bit of the barnwood in yellow. I guess I could flip it over. Lay that down. Okay. And then we have 2 more. So we're gonna have to repeat another one. I think I'm gonna do the polka dots on the K. And then we'll end the S. No, we'll do K in this next one. And then the S will be the polka dots. Okay, so then we have a little chevron pattern right here. And y'all, like I said, this is just computer paper. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. You don't have to go buy all the big old scrapbooks worth of scrapbook paper. You just print it on computer paper. Okay? There's the K, and then let's do the S, and then we will dry these, or let them sit for a minute, because your girl forgot to do her heat method. Hi, guys. All right, polka dots on this one, push down, and let's cut this off. And I think we are good. So we're gonna put that to the side. I have all my little scrapbook pieces over here. I'm gonna move this over, and let's go ahead and stain our letters. And I think we're gonna do brown. Don't y'all think brown would look good with this? I think brown would look really good. Okay. Let me wipe up my thing, say hello. Hi, guys. If you're just popping on, hit the heart button and comment the word thanks. THANKS, the word thanks, because our theme is going to say give thanks. And it's actually going to sit up on its own, well, with a stand, but it will sit up so you don't have to lean it against anything, which I love. Hi, guys. All right. Let's pull it all out, all of our letters, and we are going to use baby wipes, okay? You can totally paint them if you want to. I just thought, let's stain. I just am really loving the way the paste looks with stain. So same process with regular like acrylic paint, just a baby wipe, and you just rub it on. I'm using my paste, but you could do it with acrylic paint if you wanted to. Now you could get real fancy, y'all, and do the letters in different colors. And I was going to do that, but I thought, let's keep it simple and let's just see how this works out. Because if y'all love this, I've got more of these that we can do. Okay. Y'all, do me a huge favor, hit the heart button and comment the word thanks and sprinkle the video if you can. Hi, Miss Stephanie. Thank you for sprinkling. Okay. And then we're going to sand off the edges of our scrapbook paper, and then y'all, we're going to glue. And then we're done. It's a really simple project tonight. I think this would look really pretty for like Thanksgiving decoration, fall decoration. You could do so many different things with this. And like I said, you don't have to do the scrapbook method. You can just paint the background if you want. Alex, I ordered the Give Thanks Gnome door hanger. Miss Melinda, send me a message. I won't remember on here. It's always best to send me a message. It's really hard for me to do order questions while I'm live because I can't pull up your stuff. So just send me a message and we can figure it out. If you will. It's just really hard for me to do it on here. I just can't stop my live and look up order info and all of that. So always best with order questions is to email me or send me a message. Yeah. You're welcome. All right, y'all, last little bit. I think this is gonna look really good on these patterns behind us. Keeping it simple. I almost thought just about painting them just like regular brown, like a dark brown, but I think I like the stain. All right, so that is done. Let's pull out, let's dry these really quickly. Let's dry them. And let me look at your comments because my head has been down. Thanks, Miss Bambi. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody. Hit the heart button is cut out on your website. Yes, Miss Patty. Miss Patty, if you comment the word thanks, THANKS, I'll send a message. My page will send you a message. And in there will be a direct link. It'll say Give Thanks Cutout. You click on that and it'll take you to my website and you can add it to your cart. All right. Those are dry. Let's just hit this. It's probably not a good idea, but we're going to be good. All right, we're good there. Let's sand. Hopefully I have my sander over here, y'all. But, you know, with the way my lives have been going, I don't see it. Oh, my word, y'all. Okay, we'll just use a sanding thing. All right, so I'm just using my sanding little thing that goes with my gator, my gator sander. My gator sander is in my cutting room. So I'm just gonna use the little insert that comes with it to sand off the excess paper. And I'm sanding down, okay? Sand it in a downward motion to get the excess paper off, like so, okay? And there it is. So there's number one. I feel like when I see y'all saying thanks, I'm like, oh, thanks for what? And then I forget that my keyword is thanks. All right, same thing. It would go much faster if I had my actual sander, y'all, but it is what it is at this point. You gotta make do, you know? I need to bring that in here. Okay. Just sanding it straight down, and it will come right off like so. And I'm sorry if that's loud. I really apologize. Hi, Anita. I haven't even used Dollar Tree. Ooh, that's a good idea. I know I have a sanding block in here, y'all. I'm such a dodo. Look, here's my little heat guy. I could have plugged that guy in. I like organize this craft room so well that I forget where my stuff is. But when it's nice and dirty in an unorganized or organized mess, I know where everything is. But because I cleaned it, you know, just the nature of the game. Okay, there's another one. We've got this one and 3 more, okay? Now this, like I said, would go a lot faster if I had a sanding block or my Gator sander, but we're making do with what we have. What did everybody have for dinner tonight? What are y'all making? What did y'all eat? I'm having a rotisserie chicken as soon as I hop off of here. And y'all, when did groceries get so dang expensive? Now, granted, I went and bought a bunch of stuff for my house. I spent like $250 at the grocery store, and I didn't get a whole lot. That's the crazy thing. Yes, it happens to me too. Yeah, just have to hunt. Chili, yum. Ooh, chili sounds delicious. Okay, just sanding off those edges. Church's fried chicken, ooh. Fried chicken, lasagna soup. Y'all, soup sounds so good right now. It sounds delicious. All right, y'all. I think the sanding is the longest part of this whole stinking project. Okay. So just sanding this off. There's that one. 2 more. 2 more and then we're done with the sanding. And then y'all, all we have to do is glue and then we're going to be done. Okay, so do me a huge favor. Hit the heart button and comment the word thanks if you haven't already done so. The cutout is linked in the message that I send you. You can click on it and see the price and all of that. And I will post a kit in my VIP group here in about 10 minutes. Pulled pork sandwiches. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. We have this. Finish this one, and then we've got 1 more. And then we're done with the sanding. Okay? So if you're just hopping on, we are creating a word block that says give thanks. And I used digital printable like scrapbook papers that I bought off of Etsy. And I just printed on my regular HP printer. And these are actually working out really well. I wish I would have done the heat method, but I couldn't find my little press, but I found it as soon as, you know, I was halfway through this. You know, nature of the game. Okay, we got it. The sanding is done. So this is your backer, okay? So the backer does come with where you're gonna glue your stands. So that way it sits nice, okay? So you know exactly how to space them. So we have this side. Now, this edge does have a little burn mark. I'm not gonna paint it just because these are gonna cover it up. But if you actually want to paint both sides, you can. I am not going to, that's just my choice. But you do you. Okay, so let's get these on here. And it's just like a matching game. Now remember, the letters are scored onto the little tiles, but remember, I decided to put the paper on top. So if you paint them, you will be good to go. Okay. Ooh. All right, so here's the stack. Hi guys, spaghetti and garlic bread, yum. Does the kit include the paper? Yes, Miss Angelica. You'll be able to get the paper with it if you want to. Y'all know that all my kits, I let y'all pick and choose what you want. I don't ever want to force somebody to buy something that they already have. Okay, so we may need to paint our letters a bit darker or antique the edges of the tiles to make them stand out a little bit more. So tell me what y'all think. I just have an HP printer. Should we paint the letters a little bit darker or leave them the way they are? What do y'all think? I'm trying to decide. I feel like they need to be darker, in my opinion. But I will do whatever y'all want to do. Yes, darker is going to be perfect. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, darker. Okay. Let's... Hi, Diane. Leave antique. You like it the way it is. Leave it. See? Y'all, I don't know. I mean, I like it. So you could do two things, like I was saying. You could leave the letters lighter and then antique the edges of the scrapbook paper. I think I'm just going to paint them darker, but I'm going to pick a brown. So I'm just going to use a chalk paint. I'm not going to use my bark, but I could do another layer of this and stain it. But I'm actually going to take a different color. Waverly wax would be good. I do, Miss Mary. Where it is, who knows? You know? All right, so let's paint these a smidge darker. What are you making, Miss Diane? This is a word stacker. We scrapbooked the tiles, and we're going to put these letters on top, and it's actually going to stand up. Hi, EJ. But we decided we're going to go a little bit darker with, ooh, so Miss Marcy says, what if we paint every other letter and then antique the edges? Should we try that and see what we think? Maybe we should try that. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so get this back on here. So we can try it and see what we think. Hold on, Alex, you didn't do that correctly. So I think these 4 letters are going to be dark. Let's try it and let's just see, okay? So I'm using a Waverly chalk paint. I just put it in this little paint thing, but I have not used this in so long that it might be dried up. Yeah. Okay, so this is just Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle, which I absolutely love this color. Okay, and I'm just taking a sponge brush and I am just going to go over this very lightly, as light as I can. Y'all know I get a little heavy-handed with my painting, and I think that looks better. All right, so let's do the T. A little bit of Waverly chalk paint, y'all. You can use acrylic paint, whatever works for you. Just use what you have. Or you can do another coat, like the stain with the bark. But let's do half and half and let's just see what we think. I'm afraid to antique or distress the edges, because if we don't like it, we're kind of committed to it at that point, you know? All right. Ooh, I think this brown is going to look a lot better. For sure. All right. Let's dry and let's just see what it looks like. Hi, Wanda. Miss Jeannie, we're just going to see what we think. And remember, if you don't like the way I do it, that's totally cool. But if you're inspired by what I'm making and you want to do yours a little bit differently, you do that too. But I know I asked for opinions and Miss Jeannie gave me hers. So I appreciate it. We're just going to check it out. We're going to see. We may not like it, and that's fine. All right, turn this around. Ooh, you know what? Well, I did it wrong anyways, y'all. My dodo brain did two of the dark together. I actually don't mind the two colors. I think it gives it a little character. What do y'all think? Do we like the two colors, or should we just do them all in the dark brown? Exactly, Miss Jeannie. I actually don't mind the two. Had I not, you know, painted two together. You like the two? Love it? You like the two? Okay. Okay, so then we're going to keep it. I actually like the two. Now, y'all, what should I guess just leave these two colors dark because I can't really fix it, you know? Both colors. You like it mixed? Hi, Miss Lee. I do like it mixed too. All right, y'all, this glass mat is the bomb. I'm going to leave this out in case we change our minds. Okay, so now let's check out our distressing pads, not the small ones, and see if we like put white lines on the word. You could totally add the white lines. I don't think I want to add the white lines because I think I just want it to be what it is. Ooh, y'all, I have a rusty hinge one that we could use, or we could use brown. How about give it white? White distressing, or add like white accents? What are you thinking, Miss Judy? Two colors. Let's check this one out. I haven't used this one. I've been slowly trying to buy these distress oxides, y'all, because I really, really, really like them. So, ooh, I think that's going to be too orange with our stuff. What do y'all think? No, just the word to give it and make it stand out. Oh. So y'all are saying, I think what y'all are saying is just to distress the letters and not the tile, right? So if you're just hopping on, we're trying to decide. We like the two-tone letters, even though I messed it up right here. My bad. But we're trying to decide to add distress oxide to, I think I kind of want to leave it. Should we distress or leave? I don't know, y'all. Help me. Help a sister out. I mean, the word, oh. We could do that. I'm going to try, leave it. I'm going to try something, y'all. So, I'm going to use this rusty hinge, and I'm going to put it on the word give, and we're just going to see how we like it. And if I don't like it, guess what? We can paint right over it. But I'm just going to go around the edges. It's not changing it a whole lot, which I'm okay with. You know what? I don't know. That kind of lightens it up just a smidge. Leave it. I actually don't mind this, so I'm going to do a little bit more to kind of make it a little bit different than that T that's right next to it, since your girl messed it up. I don't know. Should I just paint it back? I know it's kind of hard to see. Should I just paint it back to the brown? I feel like it gives it a little something. That's better. Because I'm afraid if I add the white to it, it's going to be too white. You know what? That's actually not far off from that color. It's a little bit darker just because of the background color, but I'm going to go over it with the rusty hinge, and I think we'll be good. Okay, we're going to leave it like that. So there's the rusty hinge. Haven't used that one before. We'll close this up, put that there. Let me wipe up my hands, and then we are going to glue. Okay, so we're gonna glue our tiles down first, okay? These do match up. So I'm gonna take off the letters. Let's get this lined up and ready. I just wanted to make sure everything looked good before we, okay. So it does line up. I'm just gonna use my stick fast glue that I got off of Amazon. Hi, Dewey. But y'all, you can get the cutout for like 14 bucks. And if you have an open order with me in the last few days, I will combine and refund the difference in the shipping for you, okay? So, a little bit of stick fast glue, and you are just going to match it up, okay? And we're gonna glue down the tiles first, and then we'll glue on the letters, and then we will do the little kickstands, and then we'll be done, okay? So y'all don't go anywhere. Hit the heart button, and I might pick a winner randomly for some Happy Meal. Maybe. So y'all just keep commenting. Okay, get that laid down. There we go. Okay, next one. Now you could use hot glue for this too. I actually intended to use hot glue, but I forgot to turn on my glue gun. So, but the thing I like about this is it gives you some time to work. I might have to turn on my hot glue gun, y'all. I don't know if that's gonna stick for whatever reason. Okay. Then this one. There we go. We'll do this. Make all these fit. And then we'll give it a second to set. And then we'll add our letters. Okay, lay this down. What kind of glue do you use? It is called stick fast glue. Hi, Michelle. Love the paper. Miss Sandy, it's actually printable paper from Etsy. I'm kind of obsessed with it. It comes with 10 different patterns, but I only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only used 5 of them. The other ones were kind of dark. Hi, Miss D. Y'all, okay. They are setting. It's just taking a little bit of time. So, let's go ahead and do the letters. I also like the stick fast glue because it dries clear. The tacky glue that I used before will work great for this as well. And then we are just going to glue these right on here. And we are almost done. Thanks, Miss Sharon. I appreciate it. All right, then the H. I probably should have used hot glue to glue the tiles down. And then I think the stick fast glue would have worked really well with the letters. Thanks, guys. I got butterfingers. I was a little nervous about this project because I just wasn't, I was having a hard time envisioning it with the paper and all of that, but I think it turned out really, really cute. Y'all, make sure that y'all RSVP for my live sale on Wednesday. I am going through a lot of my Christmas, winter, holiday transfers, and I'm selling them, all the retired ones. And I have a ton. So make sure y'all RSVP for that because on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central, that is what we are going to do. And you're going to want to be there live because as people claim, you won't be able to get it anymore if you're watching the replay. So at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Move that over just a smidge. Fix this guy. All right. I'm just gonna show y'all really quickly. Ooh, check that out. OMG, y'all. I love that. All right, we gotta let that sit for just a second. I am gonna use, I think, my glue gun to do the kickstand. So with your project, you're gonna get 2 of these, okay? You're gonna glue these on the back. Let's just give it a second. Hi, Miss Yvonne. Hi, Miss Joyce. Thanks, y'all. So there it is. Now on the back, it shows you where to glue your kickstands so that way it sits evenly, okay? Ooh! I knew that glue was not wanting to stick. I'm trying to move too fast, I think, and that's why it's doing that. Nothing a little bit of hot glue can't fix, you know? Okay, so we're gonna glue the stand. So you're gonna glue the little slot looking thing down first. Okay, and then you'll get a 1/4 circle. Hot glue the rest of you, exactly. Hopefully no more fall off. And then I think you have to glue them in. No. So you don't have to glue the stands in. So you don't have to glue the 1/4 circles. And if you don't want to, so that makes it easier for packing after Thanksgiving. See, y'all? I knew I should have used hot glue. I knew it. Okay. So you can glue these in or you don't have to. It's up to you. But it will stand. It'll be more sturdy if you do glue them in. I'm just saying. So I'm going to glue mine in. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right in the center and hold that down. And then y'all, we're done. We are done with our project. As long as none of my other blocks fall off. But there it is. What do y'all think? Y'all, that looks so good. I'm looking at it over here on camera. Oh my goodness, I love that. I actually really like the 2 different colors. Now, if you don't like the 2 different colors of the word, you paint yours how you want to, okay? But y'all, go grab this. The cutout is 14 bucks. If you want the cutout and the printable scrapbook paper, you can go to my VIP group. It is posted over in there. You can just comment both and your email address and I'll give you both. Or if you just want me to send you an invoice for the cutout, you can do that too. So let me get in there. Let me show y'all. And I'll just go slow and then we'll pick a winner for our live. Okay. So hit the heart button. Our keyword is the word thanks. THANKS. And all the links are in there for you. And let's pick a winner. So I'm going to refresh my page. I know, Miss Melinda, I'm really liking how it turned out. Now, the only thing I wish was that you could see the background behind this K just a smidge more, but I am really happy with it. Okay. Hi, Miss Debbie. All right, are y'all ready to pick a winner? So we're going to pick a winner to win $5 off on their order. So, Miss Debbie, if you're not getting the message, just let me know and I can send the link to you. That's what I'll do. Hold on, Miss Debbie. It doesn't look like, for whatever reason, the messaging system that I have wants to send you the info. And sometimes that happens. Ooh, hold on. I got you, Miss Debbie. All right. Let me send this to her. So there's the link to the cutout, Miss Debbie. And if you want to be in the VIP group to get the paper, like the printable paper and the cutout at the same time, you can comment VIP and it should send it to you. Oh, and I replied, okay, I think we're good. All right, let me refresh and let's pick our winner, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. I so appreciate it. But I'm really excited for this week. I've got lots of ideas for different projects. We are going to do the drop-in frame, and I've got a Santa drop-in frame. Miss Darlene, make sure you're signed up for live notifications. Sometimes it does get you unsubscribed for whatever reason. So make sure you comment the word thanks and click on the button that says get live notices. When you click on that button, then you just answer the questions again. All right, here we go. Enough of me talking. Let's pick a winner and let's go. Okay. Hi, Miss Robbie. Oh no, I hope you feel better. That's not fun. Being sick is not fun. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And is Miss Debbie, I just scrolled. So Miss Debbie, girl, Kopidlansky on? Miss Debbie Kopidlansky, are you still here? If you're here, say here. And if not, we'll pick another winner. Y'all, I love this. This is so stinking cute. You too, Miss Sharon. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And y'all stay warm if it's cold where you're at, like it is here in Texas. Okay, yay, Miss Debbie. Miss Debbie, you're the winner of a $5 off coupon. So Miss Debbie, if you'll do me a huge favor, if you'll send the page a message, if you'll send the Creative Llama page a message with your email address, I will get your coupon sent out to you tonight or tomorrow morning, okay? All right, y'all. That's okay, Miss Rachel. This is what we made. But thanks for hanging out. Go grab this while you can, y'all. $14, or go to the VIP group and snag the paper and the cutout together, okay? Y'all have a great evening, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.